So this evening I went to a show, which was very interesting because it looked at the relationship between well-being and the land. And this argument was made that oftentimes in our society we think of well-being as a product or thing that can be acquired, a state of being that can be reached. But this doesn't seem to be the case. We're always searching for well-being. In a sense, well-being is more of a process of production, erosion and restoration, a cycle in our lives. This might mirror maybe a more medieval Reformation cycle of sin, alienation from God, contrition and repentance, and thus absolution, restoration. And this characterizing the Christian life. And in a way, we see this in our own lives with all the things that happen. But this also mirrors the land, with the seasons going round and round. We see it with civilizations, that they rise and fall in a sort of cyclical pattern that is repeated through history. We see it with the planets. The Earth goes round the sun in a spherical motion as the moon goes round the Earth. And if you look at something like Buddhism or Hinduism, doctrines like reincarnation suggest that this cycle doesn't exist just in our own lives, but in the afterlife too, that we continue to go through cycles of life and death over and over and over again. But what's interesting, and what this show pointed out, was that when we go through a cycle, we don't just return to the very beginning. We don't just go back to how it was before, because we've gone through the cycle. Things have changed. We have changed. The world around us has changed as a consequence too. And so where we start from is similar but different. And so the new cycle, while we'll go through many of the same things again, the people involved are different. And indeed, these natural processes are also affected in this way. Think of the movement of the spheres of the planets. The Earth does not go round in a perfect circle. That's why it is 364.25 days that it takes to get round the sun. And we have to kind of jumble this through by putting in a leap year every so often. This is the problem that we've got, that we don't live in a perfect harmonious system, but actually it is always change. We do not go back to an original state. Actually, we move forward with each cycle. And so we have to think of it more as a spiral rather than a cyclical history.